Start the recording. So in arrays, basically, what all array methods we have, guys? Let's say I have one integer array equal to, or maybe what I will do, I will new 5, and let's say I am at 0th position, I am entering 10. At the first position, I am entering 20. Maybe at second position, I am entering 20. I am storing 20. So I have declared an array which can hold up to 5 integer, and I am storing 2 values as of now. First value is at 0th index and second value is at 10th index. So first of all, my question is, what will be the size of array in this case? Will it be 2 or will it be 5?
It will be 5.
It will be 5, okay.
Yes, it will be 5.
It will be 5, okay. Even though I am not storing any other values at other indexes, it will be 5, right?
Yes.
Okay, Sitara?
Yes.
It will be 5, good. So basically that's the size of array. So this length is a property in array class, and that gives the size of array. It does not matter how many elements you have currently in the array. So if I print that sys out, if I check that, it will give the size of array as 5. Okay, so that was one method in array, or I would say this is a property rather than a method. So the next is, if you want to copy an array to a string, a string, how would I do that? Let me declare an array, integer array here. 10, 20, 50, 40, 30. So how do I copy an array to a string? As of now, if I want to print this array, I can directly print also, right? AR. It will print all 5 elements. Okay, it is giving the address. Yeah. So it is giving the address. So if in case I need to print the elements, I can use for loop, and using the value available at indexes, I can print the value. So that we have already discussed, but I wanted to copy this array to a string. How will I do that? So for that we have one I would say method in array class, that is arrays dot to a string. So in a string I will pass integer array. Okay, and I will store this in a okay, and if I print that, I can directly print this. So this will copy all the elements from integer array to string. Okay, so this is how I copy the array element to string. Arrays dot to string, and as parameter we have to pass the array. Similarly, for any, let's say I have one string array. J L And if I want to copy this array also into the string, I can do that using arrays dot to string. And this time I will have to pass try doing this by tr1. Okay, so this is actually copying the array element to the string, and finally I can print the string. We are aware about how to print the elements of array, right? Let's say I have this as array and I want to print all the elements of array. So for that we will have to use for loop. With for in that my index will start from 0 less than
Length
AR1
of the
the length, then I plus plus. See, so AR1 of I, right? If I do that, I will get all the elements of array. Okay, Java, Selenium, Python, Ruby. Okay, instead of this, if I need to use enhanced for loop, how will I use that?
first we need to use the array list for that, right?
No, we can do it on arrays also. It's not like array list.
Okay.
Any array
So
we can traverse.
Okay, then any variable colon the yeah
Variable, my data type is string, right? I am trying to traverse the
string,
string
yeah,
array. String array. So
AR2
a string array, as in the data type followed by the variable, right? I will have to
variable,
define
correct,
variable
and then
AR2,
AR1,
AR1, yeah.
yeah.
Then just see, so A, right?
A will be, yeah.
Yeah, so first it will pick first value of AR1 and that will be stored in A, and then A will be printed. Then it will pick the second value of AR1 that will be stored in A, then second value will be printed. So it's quite simple form of a for loop, right?
So Nitin, just one question. In
Yeah,
short, for any collection of data, we can use enhance for loop,
yeah,
right?
we can use
Just
enhanced
not
for
for array list and
no,
everything.
no,
We
no.
can use for
Yeah,
array as well.
Yeah, we can use for array, we can use for list, set, map. For map we do have for map also we can use for loop, enhanced for loop. Along with that we do use entry set for iterating that. So that we will see when we will be discussing about this. Okay, so it's quite simple, right? So whenever you are looking for iteration of array, right, you can use enhanced for loop. Now if I need to check if any you know element is available in array or not, so for that we use arrays dot as list, and in that I will pass array AR1 dot contains. Here I have to pass the object, as in let's say I am looking for Selenium here, right? And this returns, this contain methods return a Boolean result. So I will have to store this in Boolean type of data, and then I can check if the particular element is there in array list or not, as in array or not. So since selenium is there, so it will return true, and in output I'll get true. Okay. Instead of this, if I type anything which is not there in that array list and that array, so let's say I'm looking for Nitin in that string array. Since Nitin is not there, it will return false. So this is the syntax I would say would use to check if particular element is there in array list or array or not. Okay. And we can directly sort array also. Right? So we have one array here. I can directly sort also. So ar dot ar dot. Okay, sorting is actually allowed in array list, not in arrays. So if I need to sort this array, right, I want the numbers to be in ascending order, right? So I want this array to be sorted and printed. As of now, I have 10 at 0th index, 20 at first, 50 at second, 40 at third, and 30 at fourth. I want this as output. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 40, 50. So in arrays, we don't have any predefined method. We have to do this sorting by our own self. Okay, so this will be your next assignment, guys. I will give you this as an assignment for today. So please sort the array and then print the values in ascending order. In array list, we do have some already defined methods, collection dot sort and then comparing that. But in arrays, we don't have. Okay, it's pretty clear, right? How to iterate array using for loop, using for each loop. If I'm looking for any string is there in array or not, and then copying a array from a string.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that part is done now. So with this, I think we are pretty much done on array methods, and we are almost done with methods also. Now we will start with the wrapper classes. So where we have seen the use of wrapper classes, any idea?
Create that integer thing.
I can remove that, right? You have taken the notes of this. Or you are
Yeah,
noting it down? Noting it down something.
I'll take a screenshot once.
Okay, okay, yeah. Okay, let me just maximize this.
Okay.
All right, so coming to the wrapper classes, where we have seen that uses so far and why we need that. So while converting data, right, from string to integer, from string to double, we have seen the uses of wrapper classes, as in integer dot parseInt, right, or double dot parse double. Okay, so this is what we have seen the uses so far. Now, the question is why we need wrapper classes. So we have something called primitive data types in Java. Those are int, char, float, double, boolean, right? We have short, long. One second, guys, I'm just getting a call. So we have these primitive data types, like short, then what else? Long, byte, right? So what happens actually in real time, whenever you are trying to send the data from one application to another application, or whenever you are trying to send data from application, let's say to server, this you cannot send the data in the form of data type, right? So it should be in the form of object, right? And primitive data types are, one second, I'm getting a call again. So whenever you are trying to send data over the internet, right, it should be in the form of object only, right? So what wrapper classes does is they convert the primitive data type into the objects. Okay, so corresponding to each primitive data type, we have one wrapper class. So for int, we have integer wrapper class. For char, we have character wrapper class. For float, we have, that's a float wrapper class only, float. Double, we have double wrapper class. For boolean, we have boolean wrapper class. For short also we have short. Long, for long we have long, and for byte we have byte, right? So whenever you are sending any data from let's say from your machine to server, or you are communicating within two applications, you need to send data in the form of object. So wrapper classes do convert the data into the objects. Okay, so that was the first uses of wrapper class. So basically they convert primitive data types into the objects, and this is needed on internet to communicate between two applications. And that was the first uses. And the second uses of wrapper class is in collection, right? Uh, the collection is part of java.util package. Util package, and in that package, all the classes can work only on the wrapper classes, as in objects only. So java.util package handle only objects. So we cannot directly work on primitive data types. So there also we need wrapper classes which can convert our primitive data type into the object. Wrapper classes help in this case. Okay, so these are the two main uses of wrapper classes. Right? So they do convert the data into the object. So integer data would be converted into the integer object, char data would be converted into the character, float, double, boolean, short, long, etc. So for each basically class, we have some methods. I mean, I won't discuss that in detail because that's not much used in our Selenium programming. Right? Whatever is required, we will discuss during our collection. So for each wrapper class, we have some methods and some constructor, etc. So and we have seen the uses of wrapper class during our data conversion also. So can anyone tell me how to use that syntax? Let's say I have one string a equal to 234. How would I convert that into a double type of data?
Double D equal to double dot
double dot
parse double.
parse double. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And if I print that, then I will get I can do some operation now, right? On this data. 14.34. Okay. So this was the one use. Similar on same notes, we can convert integer type of data also. And
Yes.
how do I convert that integer type of data?
Parse
Parse int,
using
right?
parse int.
Integer dot parse int. So let's say I have a string s equal to 345, and that I am looking to convert into integer. Okay, so this will convert my string into integer, and on that I can perform operations, right? So let's say I'm looking to add something on this 345. So now it will give me result of 347. Okay, so that was the one thing. And if I am looking to convert any data which cannot be passed into double, what error it will give? What exception it will throw?
E plus 2, right? Maybe give arithmetic.
Arithmetic exception. Okay, so this will throw basically number format exception. Number format exception. Why? Because this cannot be passed into double because we have a alphabet here. Okay.
Okay.
So these are the kind of common exceptions. We should uh, uh, have that on tips. The interviewer will ask you like what all exceptions you get in Selenium, what all exceptions you get in Java. So number format exception, arithmetic exception, and so on. Okay, now if I'm looking to convert anything from let's say true. So if I'm looking to convert this true into Boolean type of data, how can I do that? Boolean b equal to Boolean dot parse Boolean, and okay, now this data is converted into Boolean. Line eight.
Variable int b and
Boolean dot parse Boolean.
no variable is
In line
same.
14, yeah, in line 14 we have B. Integer
Oh, okay, okay,
variable is B.
okay. Uh, okay, so this is converted into a string, converted from a string to Boolean. Now, if I am looking to convert anything from integer to string, into string, how would I do that? So let's say I have some value called int j equal to 20, and I am performing some operation on this. So j plus 20. And for some requirement, I need to convert this data into integer or into string. So how would I do that? For that, I have one method in string class, value of int. So int j, this will convert my data into string. And now if I try to do sys out j plus 20, j plus, let's say, yeah, 20. What would be the output of this once I convert this into a string?
J plus 20 or S, right?
S plus 20, yes.
S1, I guess.
So initially my
This
value
is
is
already there.
j, right? And if I add that into 20, I will get 40. And when I convert that, S is already there. Okay. S5. So if I convert that, then it will become the string type of data. And if I want to concatenate string with 20, then it will give 20, 20. Okay. So this is the another way to convert. And this is the way to convert an integer to a string. Okay, apart from this, we do have some methods in math class. Let me check. So in math class, we do have some method. You can explore that by your own because we might need to use some of them. So let's say math dot power of 5, 3. So what it will do, it will calculate this as 5 to the power 3. So this will give you result as what? 5 to the power 3. What will be the result?
125.
125.0. Okay. So this is the return type of this is double, so it will give you 125.0. Again, we have something called square root. Math dot square root of, let's say, 4. So square root of 4 would be 2, right? So this will give you 2. See, these are all already available, predefined methods in Java. So those we can use it. And for getting the if you want to trim all the decimals, for that we have one method called sysout math dot floor. If I give something in this, let's say 4.5, it will give me value as 4 only. So all the digits after decimals are removed here. Min max we have seen already, round we have seen, random we have seen. I think these are all kind of frequently used methods from math dot class. You can explore it by yourself. So just type math dot and then you will see a lot of methods here. Okay. So this is the usage. You can just have a look and check if we have the method available or not already. Right. So that was pretty much on wrapper classes. Any confusion here?
No, nothing.